Good morning, friends. It's Mrs. Bailey, and today we're going to be learning about nocturnal animals. Now, if you've not already been studying this in class, or if you don't know what nocturnal animals are, if you take a look at the front page of this book, it'll give you an idea of what they are. We see an owl. When do you hear owls? It looks like it's nighttime. We see the moon. Those are some clues for what nocturnal animals are. So we're going to dive right on in, and every now and then I'm going to put my cursor down like that, so in case you're lost, you can catch back up. Even if you can't read every word, that's okay. You can pick out some of the words. For instance, do. I bet you can pick that one out. So we're going to start. Do you know what nocturnal means? Nocturnal means occurring or active at night. So, nocturnal animals are animals that are active at night. This means that they are awake and hunting for food when it's dark, and they sleep during the day. And this orangutan is saying, why? That must mean that orangutans are not nocturnal. Well, there are different reasons certain animals are nocturnal. One reason is so that they can avoid predators. Well, that's a big word. Predators are animals that kill and eat other animals. And this little puppy dog is saying, seriously? It's the circle of life. And since they may not be seen as easily at night, there's less chance for them to become prey for other animals. Now that's another word that may be new to you, prey. Prey are animals that are killed and eaten by other animals. For instance, take a leopard. Leopards are nocturnal animals. Say a leopard is out at night, hunting for food. That means the leopard is the predator, and the food that it's hunting for, in this case we'll say it's a rabbit is the prey. So you get an idea of what predators and prey are. Another reason some animals are nocturnal is because it allows them to be active when it's cooler rather than during the heat of the day. This way they can sleep when it's hot outside and save up their energy for when it's dark and they need to hunt for their food. And this cute little pink-haired puppy dog is saying, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. And it does make sense. Think of yourself. If you're at school and you're on the playground and it's super hot outside and the sun is shining down, you get tired faster, don't you? It's harder for you to do things when you're tired. Same thing for animals. When they're hot and tired, it's harder for them to hunt for food. So if they do it at night, when they're cooler and they've slept all day, it's easier. But you may wonder if it's more difficult for animals to get around during the night since it's harder to see in the dark. For instance, how do they find their food? Well, many animals have adapted to a nocturnal lifestyle. Adapt, that may be a new word too. It means to change in order to survive in a particular environment. And we're going to learn a little bit more about adaptation on these 2 pages. Examples of how animals have adapted to survive a nocturnal lifestyle are through their senses, specifically hearing, sight, and smell. Many nocturnal animals have great hearing, which comes in handy when trying to find food. Some even have cupped ears, which help them hear better. So we're going to try a little something. Say the word hello. Just say it. If you're in class, you may have to ask your teacher first. Now take your hands and put them behind your ears, cupping them and pulling them slightly forward, just like this little boy is doing right here. Say the word hello now. It sounds louder to you, doesn't it? The cupped ears help nocturnal animals hear better. And look over here. This bat looks like it has cupped ears. And raccoons, they seem as though they have cupped ears too. Bats use a special kind of hearing called echolocation, which helps them find things in the dark. Echolocation is a big word. It's when they make a really high-pitched sound and they wait to see how long it takes the sound to bounce off an object. They can tell how far away the object is, and they can even tell what the object may be just by using echolocation. Excuse me. So we're going to break this down. Echo. Have you ever heard your own echo? It's like, hello, hello, hello. It's when you hear your words sort of bouncing off of each other. Well, this bat is using echolocation. It's making the high-pitched squeal that I can't do right now because I have a little bit of a cold. It's going to make that squeal or that high-pitched sound. That high-pitched sound is going to go and it's going to hit an object. Not literally, but it'll stop when it hits the object. And then the sound is going to bounce back off the object and come back to the bat. It's going to let the bat know how far away something is and even what that something may be. And in this case, the bat is saying, I believe there's a skunk 25 feet away or 20 feet away. That bat would be correct. Having amazing eyesight is another adaptation that many nocturnal animals have. Their eyes are large and their pupils are very wide. Have you ever noticed an animal's eyes shining in the dark? Maybe your pet cat's eyes? This is quite common with nocturnal animals. They can see you slip out of bed at night when you can't sleep. So if you have a pet cat and you think they're asleep, they may be watching you when you slip out of bed. A heightened sense of smell is also a common trait in nocturnal animals. They use their heightened sense of smell to hunt for food at night. Heightened sense of smell just simply means they have really good noses and they can smell really well. Raccoons may even use their super sniffers to finish off your discarded pizza from last night. Yum. Have you ever seen your garbage turned over the next day and wondered what could have done that? It could be a raccoon. So, what are some nocturnal animals? Well, we saw bats. How about moths? I see moths at night. I actually see them flying around light. Skunk. Hyena. Do you know what a hyena is? It's kind of like a dog, but it's not quite. They make this really high-pitched sound too. Kind of sounds like a lady laughing. Cricket. I hear the crickets at night when they're rubbing their wings together and making chirping sounds. Raccoons. Owls. Remember that picture was on the cover. And owls come out at night. Opossums. Okay, some people say possum, some people say opossum. I used opossum in the book and in the worksheets, if you get those, because that's more the scientific name. But possum is fine too. Fox. Hedgehogs. They're cute. Cats. We talked about them. I used to have a cat that looked just like that. And a mouse. All of these are nocturnal animals. They're more active at night than they are during the day. And I bet you can probably even think of more nocturnal animals. So, we've talked a lot about nocturnal animals, but what about animals that are active during the day? What are they called? Animals that are active during the day are called diurnal animals. So, nocturnal animals are animals that are active at night, And diurnal animals are animals that are active during the day. And the way I think it would be best to remember that is nocturnal, night, both start with an N. Diurnal, day, both start with a D. So some diurnal animals are dogs. That makes sense. A lot of people have their dogs sleep with them at night in the bed, so they're on the same schedule. Honeybees, squirrels. I see squirrels all day long here at my house. Cows, and a lot of cattle like buffalo, even a lot of farm animals are diurnal animals. And birds, chickens, things like that. Butterflies and elephants. All of these are diurnal animals, and you can probably brainstorm with your class or your family and think of more diurnal animals. We've only touched the surface here in this book. So guys, I hope you learned a little something, and I thank you for joining me today learning about nocturnal animals. Until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.